Good, good, good. All right, we got a lot of people piling in. So, like I told you guys, if you guys were on a simulation yesterday, you know that I have Will agreed to come back on today for the hot seat to answer some Q and A, do some hot seats, and also show us a little bit about some maps rankings, what he's doing with maps, with click and search, and some other things. So, guys, if you have questions from last night or any questions at all on click and search, put them in the question box now. So, first I want to do is introduce my co-host, Gregory Ortiz. He's on. I know he missed the last couple because he's been traveling, but hey, Gregory, how you doing?
I'm good, Joe. I'm glad to be back. Hi, everyone.
All right. And then again, I want to introduce Will. Hey, Will.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yep. And then he actually brought on a special guest who is an OMGer, Mark Jennings, and he's been working with Will for the past, I think, 3 years or so. So, hey, Mark, how's it going?
How you doing, Joe? Good.
Good.
Thanks.
Good.
Good afternoon, people.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we'll just kick it off with some Q&A, and guys, we're gonna do some hashtags and stuff in the Facebook group. Will be in the OMG way. We're not gonna do a ton, but we may do some here and there, so you guys could log into the Facebook, the OMG way, and maybe what we'll do is we'll start. We'll just hit some of these questions right now. I saw this question yesterday from David. He's asking if crowdsearch.me is safe for maps. And I know I've been using it on maps for the last 6 months and haven't had any problem at all. Will or any of you guys see any problem with using it for maps listings?
So I haven't had too much experience utilizing Dan's software service, and I have had an opportunity recently in collaborating with Dan on his software, as well as strategies and tactics and things. And if in fact everything that Dan has said that I believe is true, then you shouldn't have any risk. The real risk of running any type of crowd search tactics or jobs, I should say, is just overwhelming the search with too many workers performing the same keyword search and clicking on the same property. So as long as you mix it up, you're going to be fine. So the real danger is just how you're performing the jobs.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Right. Yeah. So you're saying you don't want to use you don't want to hit it too many times. Hey, Will, what if we did this? How about this? Because I know the questions are coming up, and I had a few people message me on the maps that we're going to talk about, but also ratios, like what's too much, how do you know what's what? So maybe we can go into or maybe what I could do is give you the presenter. We can go into Google, kind of find a business, and you could really go through how you would work that business with searches. Are you up for something like that?
Yeah, let me just clear my screen of all these naughty pictures. So.
Is that's because Mark was on the computer?
I know.
So here's what I want you guys to do. Listen, I want everyone to give me a hashtag maps domination. And while Will's getting his screen ready, I want to get at least 150 hashtag maps domination right here in the OMG way, right here on the post. That way we get Will even more pumped up to kind of go through this whole kind of campaign, show us the different ratios, and everything else.
Yeah, I was pretty spent yesterday, so I apologize for the lack of enthusiasm and excitement. But I'm excited to be back and share some more knowledge and help you guys be more successful.
Oh yeah, no, I think you did great yesterday. It was a long webinar
It's a
too.
lot.
Yeah, we didn't even get into your stuff until it was like an hour or so before we even started talking about it.
Yeah.
So just let me know when you're ready.
Yep.
Josh Irving's asking, in light of this new info, does the importance of ranking the main business website diminish? I'm going to say no. You know, you want to get your site at least in the first couple of pages. I don't see it diminishing at all. Let's see. You said, okay, someone's asking about this starting your own private person network. Is that pretty involved? How you go about doing that?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, what's interesting is the amount of time and effort it's taken us to build a really good reputation outside of our own crowd search network. So utilizing some of the well-known crowd search services like Crowdflower, MicroWorkers. And what we did was we had our own VAs actually go in there and start sharing some of the jobs, the excitement, and help boosting our reputation amongst other workers. And, you know, these are people trying to make some extra money. And so if you're paying them, the average going rate back then was 15 to 20 cents. I mean, they'd have to complete a lot of jobs to make $10 to $12 an hour. So we sat back and looked at all the data and realized that what we don't want is we don't want people rushing through the job process. We want them to actually take the time and get the result. Found a lot of people trying to spam and game the system because we were paying them just pennies, literally pennies. And when you're paying people, you know, just little bits of just pennies to perform the task, you know, they're going to start to build resentment, especially if they didn't answer the questions right. So we started paying people more, 35, 45 cents, 50 cents, $1. We found that the ratio for doing a simple search and click and engage job was worth about 45 cents. That was like a happy place, because $1 kind of, people just thought it was too good to be true, but about 45 cents was great. And then being able to reward them. So there's a whole psychology behind running a community. I mean, it was like running an elementary school. So you had to make the jobs easy, you had to make them fun, you had to make them exciting, you had to make sure the morale of the whole community was high. Every now and then bonusing them for great feedback, lots of pats on the back. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, and guys, what Will's talking about, like a lot of people are asking about crowd search, that's something else. The way that I think, Will, you first started doing this, and it's the way I did it for a long time, was using with MicroWorkers, which I don't know if everyone here is familiar with that. We might show that, or it's basically a crowd search. It's like you have people who are doing things for pennies, for micro amounts of money.
Micro jobs.
Yeah. And you're saying most people would pay 13, 15 cents. You were paying them 45 cents, and you were getting better quality. And people that were saw your jobs, and they do it. Yeah. All right.
So there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely would start testing with family members. So if you have a local agency and you have clients in your state, your area, and you have family there, friends, co-workers, or even if the client is cool with seeing if some of their customers would be interested in performing some search and click. I mean, you just get creative with it, but test it out with a small group of people first, especially on mobile devices, and see the results. I know that we'll talk about formulas in a minute, but that's my recommendation to start with. The crowd search networks that are out there, they still work, but again, you need to be respectful when you put jobs out. Make sure to pay people a decent amount of pay to perform the task. Make sure that you review that the task was accomplished correctly. But I wouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. I see those crowd search networks or communities just like private blog networks. Back in the day, we had very well-known and respected private blog networks that were exposed by Google. I mean, eventually these things will get will collapse. So having your own community of people that you can hire to perform tasks, or even that will be more than happy to just do it. I mean, you don't always have to pay people. You can provide them discounted gift cards. Maybe get your local clients, if they're like carpet cleaners or dentists or something, they can give away contests for, free teeth cleaning or teeth whitening for the people that perform X amount of jobs and gather X amount of research. I mean, there's just so many ways that you can really get creative and get the same type of results.
Yeah, because too, I think people think that they need more searches, than they do. Like they think they need to
That's right.
overwhelm. Kind of like what you said last night, less is more. Let me ask you this, Will. How much of a difference does it make if you had a local IP opposed to like someone in the United States or someone overseas? Do you see a huge difference?
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a big difference. Any type of U.S. work, clients in the United States, we only use U.S. workers, we don't use overseas. If we can get people in the local area first, that's fantastic. It's a great way to go.
Yeah. So
especially on mobile devices or maps.
Right, for the local area. But I mean, now what if you didn't have an option to get it locally? You could still do, like, say, the United States, and it'll still work.
Yeah, and so with maps, I mean, you're going to have to use keywords with location to be able to trigger maps and then have people perform the search and click. But it'll still work. But it's even better if you can have people on a local scale doing it.
Yeah. All right. So you ready to take the screen?
Sure. So what we're going to
well, maybe
check out a business.
Yeah, maybe I was thinking what we could do is find a business, see where they're at, look at maybe how much. I got the keyword planner up here. Maybe see how much search volume there is, and then figure out what kind of campaigns that we would do, or ratios or something like that.
Okay, great.
So I just sent the control over to you, so you should be able to accept it.
Yep. Perfect. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Oh, look, shameless plug. Oh, shameless plug.
Oh, man, that just happened to be up there.
That just happened. I can't believe that happened. Sorry, let me turn this off real quick. Hang on. You log into my account using my secret passwords. Mark Jennings, you enjoyed that, didn't you?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, Google doesn't lie.
It doesn't.
I won't show you mine.
All right.
Hey, if anyone's in New York the next week or so, please hit up Mark Jennings. He's very lonely. He could use a friend. Go out for drinks.
Not true, but yeah, I'm happy to.
Hey, Mark, you can always come out to my house. We got my 4 kids. And
Right.
you can sleep
He's actually
over.
used to.
I'll put the air mattress right there. You can hang out.
He's used to having kids around him. So, all right, can you guys see my screen okay still?
Yeah. Yeah, we got it. Keyword planner.
Got it.
Keyword planner.
Great. All right, sweet. So let's dive into let's stick with the dentist theme since I used that last night. It's kind of easy. Let's go dentist. Let's say Orlando. You still there, Joe?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
in.
Mark, you're muted.
I'm waiting in anticipation. So, guys, we didn't plan this out either. We're just kind of doing it on the fly. So,
Okay, so I'm going to say I have a client, a dentist in Orlando, Florida. Sweet. So the first thing I'm going to do, forgive me if this is just really basic for those that are really advanced in SEO and research. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google Keyword Planner. I'm going to put the product or service here, and they're a dentist, right? And then I'm going to change the location to Orlando. And the reason why I'm doing this is I want to get an idea, I get a sense for what the real search is, the real local search volume is. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the date range. I'm going to compare it from this time period to the previous time period. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for trending phrases. So this percentage change here, you can see that this bucket of keywords, dentist near me, there's 13 keyword phrases in this bucket, has had a change of 650 searches, so that's an increase of 154% during this period of February 2015 through January 2016, so over a year, okay? So what I'm wanting to do is now find some phrases that are highly relevant to my client, who will be all beautiful smiles. Hopefully this isn't somebody's client. Yeah, let's use the all beautiful smiles. All beautiful smiles. Okay.
oh, is that who you, well, they're number one already, aren't they, in the maps?
Yeah, but what I'm going to do, so, all right, let's switch this. They're going to be our competitor, okay?
All right.
So what I want to find out right now is for the term dentist in Orlando, and knowing that this is my competitor, All Beautiful Smiles, I want to see how many brand searches are occurring on a monthly basis, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab their name and then go back in here. So bear with me. Switch this over to keyword ideas. I'm still in Orlando. I'm trying to get my competition's navigational searches. I'm trying to find how many searches occur for the brand All Beautiful Smiles. Okay, so here we have All Beautiful Smiles increased. There's 110 searches per month. None of these are. Oh, thank you, exact. All about beautiful smiles.
There you go.
And so what I found with CrowdSearch, and what you can utilize like crowdsearch.me, is to run these types of brand searches on a monthly basis. So you can put these into a program like crowdsearch.me, having 40 workers per month search a phrase, and have them click to your website, have them click to your maps listing, have them click to another local directory. Just mix it up. If you have a YouTube video, on the first page of Google, send them to your YouTube video. So I'll show you in a second. But looks like for right now, we've identified 3 search queries in the Orlando area for this brand. Okay.
Now, if you do a brand search, Will, and it's showing 40, would you do more than 40, or would you try to stick it? Does it matter if you're doing brand searches? Like, can you do too much with a brand search?
Here's what's exciting about brand searches. I would take the top competitors' total number of brand searches that you found. So let's say that there was 10. Okay, so there's 10 searches, 10 keywords of the brand that people are searching on a monthly basis. I would mimic those searches. I would run 10 for my client, and I would mimic the similar search volume, search volume per month. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you would take the 10, so if there was 10 keywords, then you would just mimic whatever the search is for that keyword. Like this,
Yeah,
all
for my
about
client.
beautiful smiles would be 110. I mean, your client, you do 110 for the main one. You'd add Orlando to the back of the brand, do 40, and so forth, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I'd mix it up too as far as what web properties they would visit. So you can see here we have their website, we have their Facebook page, Yelp, best local reviews, yellow pages, city search, a couple of YouTube videos. We have their maps over here.
I'm just going to add in there as well, Will, when people are searching for a company name, like brand name, a lot of the time that's kind of indicating they're doing their due diligence on a company, so they might want to be like checking for reviews and stuff like that. So a lot of the times we'll run like just plain branded search, and then we'll run them to like Yelp, Yellow Pages, all of these third-party citations and stuff, and then get them to hang out, engage, and you can run half of that with just terminating on the Yelp page, or you can get them to then click through that third-party that citation back through to the website and engage as well, because that's sending pretty good signals that you just the site's getting a lot of traffic from various properties. So another thing that we do as well.
So now that I found the doctor's name, so I was able to put it in here and found some more potential branded searches that we can add to it. But what's interesting is as you start going through this process, you'll notice how many what we call navigational searches occur on a monthly basis for a company. And this is pretty well known that navigational searches, people searching for your company's name, your personal name, and engaging with your web properties is a really important signal to Google. And so if your client currently does not have a lot of navigational searches occurring on a monthly basis, you want to start manufacturing those immediately. Okay, so all right, Mr. Joe, so back to this then. Again, we take the signals, we take the keywords, we'd throw it into microworkers or crowd search and have this drip out over a course of a month. And again, having people engage in the properties, the web properties we want to boost. So even on like a navigational search, a brand search here, if you want to start helping your YouTube video climb, send a portion to the YouTube video, send a portion to your maps listing, send a portion to your website. Spread it out. Don't send everyone to the same website searching the same keyword phrase.
Right. Now, would you add stuff like all about beautiful smile, dentist Orlando, or would you add like the keyword in there also at this time? Or
yeah, so one of the single most powerful keyword phrase out there is what we've created by influencing auto suggestion. So it's a combination of a person looking for a company's name with a product or service in a specific location. Okay, so it would be, as an example, we'll just use the dentist's name, dentist, Orlando, Florida. So this is sending a signal to Google that people are, I mean, look at how highly targeted this phrase is. It has their name, it has the product or service, and the location, right? And these signals alone have been, they've played a huge role in our ability to rank websites and web properties and maps listings, because the great thing about this is there's no historical data typically for this type of phrase, so you're inventing a new keyword. Google loves new keywords.
So on a new keyword like that, look, say for if this was your client, how many searches would you run to that new keyword?
It's a great question. So I would, the way I would put it together or structure the job would be a combination of 7 to 10 phrases that are similar like this, okay? And so let's say that the search demand for dentist Orlando, Florida is 100 searches per month. So I would take 150 searches, or 150 workers, divide that 150 workers over 7 to 10 of these types of phrases. Okay, so it would look like this. Let me just show you. So again, you want to have the main, you're going to want to have an alpha phrase, and the other phrases will have less of the search volume, but let me show you exactly what I mean. You guys see all these right here? All these phrases? I don't know if you can see them. They're kind of hidden. But
oh yeah,
all these phrases.
Yeah.
See these? They all have my client's name. So it has the keyword, accident lawyer, the location, and his brand. See that? And look, some of them become so exciting. Let's see this. No, this might. No, that's not it. I was going to get excited because I was like, yay, suggested bid price is $165. Pretty sweet. But there's over 300 branded terms that we've invented over the past year. Or sorry, let me be exact, 72.
So these guys, so just so you understand, these are actual keywords you invented that the keyword planner is now picking up and putting in the suggested search result. Look, that one they're charging $12 a click for. So that's look, yeah, $21 for Richard Harris lawyer. That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, that sure makes him relevant for that keyword. That's for sure.
Right, and so what's exciting is Google sees all this search traffic, people looking specifically for, you know, an attorney in a location and the brand. And so if your client's website isn't on page 1 or 2, or their maps listing isn't showing up for the ideal keyword phrase, you can throw in your keyword, attach the brand next to the keyword, and have people search that phrase. So you'll get the right results. And then you can have people search and click and engage on the specific properties you want to increase the rankings for.
Now, can you overdo this process? Like, can you hurt yourself? Like, say someone just goes crazy and they do, you know, 600 or 700 searches. Is it a point of, you know, diminishing return, or can you actually like harm your website doing too many of these branded searches?
Again, I think it comes down to the job itself. If you have 100, 300, 400 workers performing the same search, clicking on the same site, and doing the same thing, I don't see it hurting your website, because what will happen is Google will see this. The bounce will occur. If you guys remember the bounce process yesterday, and your website will start going through the bounce process, and you may get clicks for keywords that you didn't really want to rank for. So I haven't seen it hurt a website negatively, unless the people are using bots or they're using overseas workers. If you're running tens of thousands of searches on a daily basis, I think that would actually hurt, especially if you jack with your time on site. So
Yeah, I think the like particularly in the early days, just sending the wrong type of worker to the site. So non-US workers for US sites. I think that did have a little bit of a negative impact, certainly. I think the more people that you send there as well, the more control you have to have. So the more the higher percentage you send, the greater percentage of people that won't perform the task properly. So you potentially get higher bounce rates, not enough time on site and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. And I mean, that's something I know we talked about, me and Cotton, before, is keeping things natural, right? So it's like what you're saying. Well, like, you want to keep it natural. If there's not that many searches for even the keyword, why would you, go crazy? It's going to look out of whack if you have 5% bounce rate, in 10 minutes on it just looks, it's just out of the norm.
And if you keep it to like single keywords as well, it's just you're going to send like 200-300 people using that one keyword with a branded phrase. That's not going to look natural at all. And again, on how whether you're using like certain like crowd search platforms and stuff, you don't know how many of those like people are going to be performing that task as well. So depending on in like microworkers, you have different groups of people. You can set it so you only want to like have one person perform that particular task. But if you run it over multiple groups, then there's a good chance that might get picked up by that same person, but they just belong to a different group. So it's that same IP performing the exact same search, like 5-6 times or something. So you need to keep an eye on that.
Yeah. All right.
oh, isn't it exciting? It's so exciting.
I mean, it's good stuff. It's people. I mean, I think what happens is it's like our natural inclination to just go more. Like, oh, if 150 is good, 300's got to be better. It's just
Right.
It's just not the case.
Yeah.
It's not the case at all.
Just mixing it up as well, just making sure that keep it as random as possible. So and just think of just have the outcome, like the search outcome in mind when you're creating a job. So if they're searching for, if you got an attorney site and they're searching for like a personal injury attorney, or they're looking for like car accident attorney specifically, make sure that they find the car accident attorney page.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Like searching for it and then landing on something that has, like medical malpractice like pages. I mean, the two don't marry up. So try and marry up the search with the user journey and the end result.
Yeah, I'll show an example of that.
And then, guys, some people are saying they want you to write it down. Just, guys, we're going over this. There's going to be a recording of this. It'll be up in the members area in a couple days. So you could go through it again, make notes and everything else. So just, watch what's going on, ask your questions. And then if you miss something, don't worry. When you come back, watch it again. It'll be a lot more clearer.
Or just pay Joe lots of money and he'll do it for you.
I'll pay Will lots of money.
Yeah. So like Mark was just saying, I'll demonstrate it. Or Gregory, yeah, you can pay Gregory lots of money. He'll take it.
Yeah, totally.
So what Mark was just saying a second ago is, besides keeping everything random, the relevancy of what people search and where they click is really important. So in this example, Las Vegas accident attorney, I'm going to scroll down here. I see my client's website. Sure enough, it matches up, right? This is a page about car accidents. We have car accident or accident attorney. So let's put him. God, I've got so many autocompletes for him. You want to make sure you just line up, have people search a keyword phrase, and then click on the web page or the video or whatever property that's most relevant to the search. I hope you guys get that. That's a really important part of the process. And again, when they click on it, they're on the website. We, with our templates, will ask them questions that get them to search and scroll naturally. So we keep this as much of a treasure hunt and as fun as possible, and then have them end their destination, whether it's going to the contact page, highlighting certain things, acting like their search was satisfied, and then ending their browsing session. So that's a great point that you brought up, Mark.
Thanks.
Yeah, you should do these more often.
Dude, so now a lot of guys are asking about the different workers. So what we've shown you guys before is crowd search, where you basically could put in the URLs and you could do a lot of stuff that we'll show you with crowd search. They kind of randomize stuff. But the way Will and Mark do it is a little different. Will, what do you think? I know we're kind of jumping around, but I'm getting a lot of questions on these crowd search platforms.
Okay.
And I know I didn't prep you for this, but what about showing like a crowd search platform, like what you're talking about, like was a Crowdflower or something, and a little bit how you would do a campaign, so they could kind of be on board with what you're saying, because some of the stuff is different than crowdsearch.me. So just to show exactly what you're doing.
So I can actually, I'm not on the right computer to set all that stuff up. We have a dedicated computer in the office here that, we wear tinfoil hats. So we like to keep things super clean. But I'd be happy to do that on
another one.
Actually, yeah.
I could log into my micro workers or something, and then you could actually
show you guys how to set one up.
If I don't know, I think people would understand a little more about what you're talking about, the micro workers and stuff like that. So let me see. I don't know. You think we can do that? Like, I don't know. Do you guys want to see that? Let me see if people even are curious about that.
Yeah, let's see if they're even
if I'm even on the right spot. Would you like, go in the Facebook group and, just tell me yes if you guys want to, or do a show me or something, or not really. Not really, or something in here. So do a hashtag show me, or I don't see anyone.
Well, let's do this, because we have been kind of jumping all over the place, and I really want to provide value. Because isn't it kind of cool, you guys? I'm not even selling anything. I'm just here trying to help Joe feed his kids. So
That's right.
let's pull. Do you have a crowd search account? Crowdsearch.me. We could pull up both of them.
Oh yeah.
Let's pull up both of them. Let's show them how to use both systems.
Yeah. So
let's get some stuff going for them.
Yeah. So let me crowdsearch.me. We went pretty. We have some videos where we went into pretty good detail, but let me see if I log into mine. Problem is I don't want to show all my. I could do it. All right, that's fine. All right, so let's see what we have of people. Bob Marks does. He says Bob Marks says he does. So let's go here, And all right, yeah. So we got a lot of, I got a lot of show me's. I don't got anybody saying no or
All
we'll
right.
take a hike. I haven't seen one we'll take a hike on this webinar, so that's good.
That's great.
So let me do this. The micro workers, what I could do is I can make myself the presenter,
Yeah, and I'll lead you through it.
or I could even give you the mouse and the keyboard control.
Oh, look how fancy that is.
Yeah, we're getting fancy, and you know every time we get fancy, something goes wrong. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna make me the.
I mean, this whole thing is such a show and tell process. It's hard to do it any other way.
Yeah. Okay. Show my screen.
I mean, even when I was training you, I mean, we were going through the process, and I was like, all right, let's just log in and actually go through it step by step. It just gets really complicated and overwhelming. So, sweet.
All right. So
All right.
let me give you the keyboard and mouse.
Okay.
All right. So now you should have keyboard and mouse controls.
That's so wild. All right, so first thing we want to pay attention to is the fact that Joe only has $4 in his account. So again, this is why I'm on trying to help save the Joe fund, okay?
I want to get that up to at least $40.
All right, well, then you need to perform probably 100 tasks in microworkers, okay?
I'm working at it.
All right, so let's do this. Let's go. So when you come in here, there's two different campaigns that you can use. One is a basic, and the basic campaign is where you can just run a simple job, give the instructions, and then post the job. The higher group campaigns is where you can take and select some of the workers that you've really enjoyed working with and put them into a specific group. You can also upload a spreadsheet of if this, then that scenarios. So I love using higher groups with all the micro worker type communities because it allows us to run several keyword phrases and having people click on different web properties at one time. Okay, so a basic campaign, we're going to set up a job real quick. But again, it just allows you to post a job, and you have to have a minimum of 20 or 30, I believe. I think it's 30 workers. Whereas a higher group, we can upload a spreadsheet. Look at that. Or 50. Right.
Like
what is going on? Everyone's crashing it. They're all going and signing up.
I don't know. Sign up for
That's Mike Worker's having a problem. I've seen that a few times. It'll probably come back in a couple of minutes.
Oh, sorry. I was running DDoS to that. I apologize.
All right. Well, you could probably go back, maybe try a different basic campaign or something. And the guy, so
on the spot.
Just so you know, micro workers is just basically a place, like we said before, where you can get people to do stuff for you for micro jobs for under $1 or something.
Yeah, there used to be 124 micro worker type sites, but nowadays there's about 4 or 5 of them that have actual U.S. workers. They're a good community to utilize. The other 50 or so quote-unquote micro-worker websites out there actually just API into micro-workers and use their people. So they're just doing, what's that, like retail arbitrage or something like that? So, yeah. Man, this is not working, Joe.
Oh, man. Well, sorry, guys.
Well, at least here's the exciting thing, though. Jennings and I, we've put together templates on jobs, which jobs to do, how to do them, as well as the spreadsheet, so you can have multiple keywords ran at one time and having it mixed, with the proper formulas and everything, as well as Jennings created a pretty cool spreadsheet that can API into microworkers, so you can keep track of all your jobs, all the important data that we track and monitor on a minute-by-minute basis. All right, did you get it going?
I don't know. Let me just try. Let me see. My campaigns. Yep, there we go. Okay. Start a new campaign. Let's see. There we go. All right. So I think you could take the mouse now. So we're in start a new campaign for the basic campaign.
Okay, perfect. So let's do this. Let's have you continue to move the screen, because it seems like every time I touch it, Google doesn't want me to show you guys this stuff. So
they probably got you. They're probably tracking you. So all right.
And that stuff is real. It's no joke. Let me put my hat on. Okay. All right. So if your client is in the United States, what we want to do is we want to utilize U.S. workers. So you see that little box, click on that, and then check off United States. If you're running a lot of jobs, sometimes I'll supplement the United States workers with Canadian workers, or sometimes even Australia, just because it's hit and miss with how many U.S. workers are online and are willing to take your job. So there's some basic psychology on how to present your job, and I'll show you guys what I mean here in a second. As we go through the process of setting up a job, you'll click on the U.S. workers, and then you can see on the category for your campaign how you can choose from what type of jobs you want these people to run. So there's a search, click, and engage. Okay, so go ahead and click on that, and then depending on if your website property shows up within the first search, so let's say that your client's in the third spot in the maps. So if you typed in Orlando dentist, he or she pulls up in the third spot, then you can simply go with like a search plus click, okay, or click twice. I mean, it really depends on what you want them to do. So if they do show up in the third spot in the maps listing for keyword Orlando dentist, then I'll go with search plus engage. Because I don't really want them to click, since they're clicking on the maps listing, I want them to engage. So I know it's kind of funky, but just roll with me here. So search plus engage. So go ahead and click on that. So,
okay, search plus
now,
engage.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. So this task will take less than, it defaults to 3 minutes to finish. You know, I'm honest with folks, so if I think that the task will take 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, I'll actually change that. A lot of marketers in the past would just leave that as a default, and they'd actually get some pretty bad backlash from the community. I mean, again, you're trying to just be straight up and honest with these people. They're trying to make money on the side. You know, tell them how long you think it will actually anticipate them to finish the job, complete it, and then pay them something decent. I mean, we're not going with a large number of workers. We're looking for, we're paying for results. So for them to do a search plus engage, it'd probably take them 3 minutes. Okay? You have to have a minimum of 30 workers here in the basic campaign. So keep that in mind, because the way that these jobs run in basic is they'll blast them out. Okay, and if there's 30 workers available, they'll take them. Even if you change down here, you see where it says speed, it's at 1,000. Even if you change that speed value from 1,000 to 1, which should be the slowest, which is telling micro workers to distribute the jobs out slowly, doesn't matter. It'll still get done fast if there's workers available. So back up to worker will earn. So until you get a reputation in a micro gig community, I mean, factor in your budget, and you're going to have to start testing in the beginning. So, you know, pay them 25 cents. I mean, what would you want to earn? I mean, well, that's kind So like, what would you pay your friends and family members to perform, a search plus click? Start off with 20 cents, 25 cents. See if the community responds well. If you get great feedback, then bonus them, 10 cents, 5 cents. The bonus is such a huge psychological factor for these people. You want to build morale. You want to build a good reputation, okay? All right, so let's just leave it at 20 cents.
Okay.
And what you'll notice, too.
And let me just add, too, so people know, like, this is just like outsourcing. Like you said, these are real people. And then, well, isn't it true? Like, people know, like, with microworkers, you get a member ID. So when you put a campaign, that's how people recognize you. If they see your ID, then they know, oh, that guy gave me a tip last time, or I want to do some work for this guy, right?
Yeah, and you'll get ratings as an employer. And as a worker, you can block jobs for certain employers. And there are some people that are influencers in these communities. Again, I had spies in I shouldn't say spies, it's not the right word. I had spies, yes, in every community, as well as every SEO mastermind. Thanks, Jennings. So, watching all these jobs, watching how people would run and respond to them. Okay, so back on track here. Your estimated campaign cost, $7.20. Now, the jobs up there, the search and click, search 2 times plus engage. If you click on those, they'll change your default payment. See that? So just keep that in mind. Perfect. So let's go back to search plus engage. All right, now the next section is speed. Now, this is what I was talking about a second ago. If you were to put the number 1 in there, that should be the slowest, meaning it should signal to microworkers to drip this out. So you have workers taking it onesies, twosies, But in my 4 or 5 plus years now of doing this, I've never seen this really impact the speed, the time frame of campaign. If there's 30 workers available, they'll pick them up and run with it. So just keep that in mind. And luckily, the whole point of crowd search, when you do it right, is about spikes. It's about getting a volume of searches and engagement on your client's web properties. Okay, the next section is titled. So this is where you want to make it interesting. You want to spell it out to the worker that it's something simple and easy. So you know how they say in direct response marketing that 80% of your email open rates is the subject line. I feel it's the same way here, getting the jobs accepted, especially when you're starting out and building that reputation. Being able to immediately tell the worker what the job's about, and that it's going to be quick, it's going to be easy for them to perform it. So I usually like to start with search plus engage, and then maybe what the keyword would be.
Yeah.
No, that's not sexy, but keeping it simple. You can also put, very easy, simple, super fast. I mean, people, they'll see that 20 cents, and they'll see that you put 3 minutes as far as time to complete, and they'll do the math quickly. So you want to make these jobs just clear, simple, easy for them to complete. I'll even sometimes throw in the title, bonuses available for awesome feedback, things like that.
Oh, so you put that right in the title, like bonus available?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
We want them to take the jobs. All right, sweet. So what is needed to be done? This is where you're going to write your description of the work. So this is where you would tell them step 1, go to Google, search Orlando dentist.
There.
Gotta.
I'm not the best typer.
Got
so. All right, go to
Just
Google,
to,
search.
no, I was just going to say, just when you just be be as specific as possible. So, like, if it's a US site, then go to google.com, or if it's like go to .co.uk. So,
Yep.
like, really spell it out for them.
Now, would you have people like? Would you ask them to clear their cookies and cache, or?
Yeah.
No, I mean we tried doing that before, but honestly, I don't. I mean, you just got to think, what does the normal person do? I mean, do they really clear their cookies that often? I mean, are they really going to a private browser? Let's just try to really get to the basic essence of how people search, right? So I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
For a while. So go to google.com, search. Sometimes I make that keyword, like I'll space it out so people can see that. So after search, I'll like space it out even further. Not the word search, but
yeah, like that. Like
so it's like boom, it's like just this is what I want you to search. Don't put quotations around it because you'll have people actually searching with quotations.
Yeah.
You want to make it super, super, super simple. Okay, so now when they go and search Orlando dentist, now we need to start the directing the workers indirectly. So here's where we'd say scroll or look through the search results for, maybe it's the client's name, maybe it's the website. So look through search results and see if you can find a Yelp listing with Magic Joe.
let's put Magic Dentist up at that.
Magic Dentist, okay?
There you go.
Or in the map situation, you can say, look through the search results and tell me if you find, well, no, that'd be a question, sorry. So look through the search results and see if you can identify Magic Dentist Google Maps listing. Because you can attach a file here. See this? Attach a file to your campaign. You can give them an example of what it would look like, okay, to help them because some people need some extra help on what you're looking for. Just try to make it very, very basic. So if this works right now, look through your search results. Look through the search results for a Yelp listing, and then maybe you can put quotations, Magic Dentist, or something that they could immediately see, right? That's a part of the listing.
Yeah, and guys, this isn't so you copy this word for word. This is just giving you an idea. Because I'm not.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to go and search Orlando Dentist and have everyone look for Magic Dentist, I mean, I'm sure that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Now, yeah. So to choose a file, you can actually. What do you do, Will? Do you upload, like, say, a screenshot?
Yeah, screenshot. Yep.
Maybe highlight.
So when
what you want them to do.
When Google had the option to change your search location right underneath the search box, we would screenshot because we'd instruct people to actually change their search location to a new city and state. But now that that's gone, so that's where we'd use the attach a file and show them a photo of how to do that. So in this situation, you can do the same thing if they're looking for a maps listing, right? So they understand what it is that you're asking them to do.
Just going back to that as well, Will, I mean, there's a number of different questions and stuff we use, but if you think about what we're trying to do is actually try and create the search, the actual search as organic as possible. So the point of them getting to search for that term and then scroll up and down the searches, we're asking them to look for something. So we want to create that that natural kind of scrolling and clicking behavior. A lot of the time we'll actually ask where they see our client's site ranked, because that's valuable data. It's depending on where these people are, they're actually searching from. We'll get that data after the job's been completed. So it's just another.
Absolutely. Okay.
All right. So what's next?
So next would be the engagement part. So now that they found it, so look through the search results for Yelp listing Magic Dentist. Then I would continue this once, so not step 3, but look through the search results for Yelp listing Magic Dentist. Once you find it, please click on it. And then I'd go to step 3. So instruct them to please click on it once they find it. Then step 3 is now we have them do some kind of engagement on the page. So this is where you can create a template of questions to ask workers that direct them to behaviors such as scrolling, copying, copying and pasting, clicking, those types of things. So the engagement part would be, let's see, now that they're on there, let's see, they're on Magic Dentist Yelp listing. Please tell me the name of the second review posted on this page. Something as simple as that. You can see how asking them a basic question, now they're going to have to scroll around on the Yelp listing to find the second reviewer, to find a name, because the next section, the required proof of the job finished, you would put answer to step 3. That's the required proof for the basic template. Answer to step 3. And so what's great about this is you can kind of see how a basic job could be structured.
Now let me ask you this, Will. So on this, so we're having them look through the search results. Would you make them do any proof to make sure that they search in the search results for that keyword? Like, would you say, is there, what's above, the Yelp, the Yelp listing in Google search results or something else like that? Or
yeah, you could say, hey, is there any search related search results at the bottom? That gets them to then scroll down. Tell me what the first keyword at the bottom of the page is in the related search results. So now they scroll down, and then they come back up and find the Magic Dentist Yelp listing. You can ask them how many Facebook pages, Facebook or Yelp or social media properties are shown on the first page results. There's many things you could ask them to do. But I find that the more basic it is, the better. Because again, we just want people to perform the job and do it right.
okay. So
we've gone inside to these communities and actually looked at how people are searching. They have 20 to 30 browsers open with different jobs that they're performing at once. Because again, they're trying to make as much money per hour as possible. So we want to keep this very basic so they like our jobs, they'll do them, they can see that they can make a decent wage for our work.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So that's a basic campaign then, right there.
Yeah.
Micro worker.
So the higher group, the only difference between this and the higher group is the higher group, you can upload a spreadsheet that has multiple keywords and multiple destinations. So you could have, for example, you could have one keyword phrase, Orlando dentist, but you can instruct 10 workers to click on a certain web property. You can instruct another 10 to click on maps. You can instruct another 10 to just scroll and not click on anything. And so it gives you a lot more flexibility in creating a natural spike of lots of searches, lots of keywords being searched, lots of activity within that search all at once.
Yeah, and then also I think with the higher group you can get more like per city and state, right?
Oh yeah, Yeah, so with the hire group, it's great. You can actually, they'll show you city, states, but I haven't found, I mean, it's really hit and miss with that too. So I tend to go with, they have sections in the hire group called like top U.S. workers, top income earners, error 522 workers.
Yeah.
So you can utilize them.
Yeah.
So there's so that's kind of a basic campaign. I know there was a couple questions, Joe, and I don't mean to kind of take over.
Yeah. If you see some questions, let's hit them. If you see some in there, let's see what we got here. I can show a crowd search too, but there's a few here. Peter keeps asking if workers don't delete cookies, couldn't Google detect that they are a micro worker because they would have the micro worker cookie?
That's I mean, if you keep it random, I mean, the answer is yes. I mean, Google has some of the smartest people, or I shouldn't say people, they have some of the smartest engineers working for them, so they're brilliant at detecting patterns, right? So, yeah, they can definitely see the IPs. Microworker tracks the IPs as well for us. That's again why I said that having your own private network is ideal. But for now, to get started, to get some crowd search signals, you can utilize these communities to do your bidding.
Yeah, and they work. It works. You can get crazy with using a proxy for every single thing you do, but it comes to a point where does it matter? Does it affect it? And microworker still works really, really well.
It does. So does Crowdflower. Crowdflower is a great community as well. And again, yesterday's call I talked about supplementing your crowd search traffic with mobile traffic, mobile paid traffic. Because again, if you have all this desktop traffic, which is majority of microworkers in Crowdflower, people are using their desktop because they want to earn as much money as possible. It's easier that way. You need to supplement that with mobile traffic because Google is going to see all these signals from desktop, but yet in your niche, in your industry, your location, the top sites have X amount of desktop traffic, X amount of mobile, X amount of tablet. It's going to look very suspicious to have all of a sudden all this desktop traffic. So supplement that with cheap related mobile paid traffic.
So when you're talking, for this dentist, obviously you wouldn't be going after Dentist Orlando with the mobile traffic.
I'd go after the very cheap, non-attractive stepbrother version of that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
And Joe's going to show you guys next week how to do all that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can. There's a lot of. I think we have some training on that somewhere. But is there any other questions, Will, you saw in here that you wanted to hit? If you did, just just let me know. Bob wants to see you set up a mobile campaign in Google AdWords. We're not going to do that. It's really pretty basic. And here's the great thing about Google AdWords is when you sign up for a Google AdWords account, you actually get they provide you with somebody to help you out that you could call and they'll walk you through how to do everything you want. So you can really easy utilize that.
So there's some great questions about, rules of thumb to evaluate how much activity. All that stuff comes down to research. And that's probably my strongest skill set is being able to go deep into the keywords, into the data, really drill into what phrases are being searched, why they're being searched, and how does Google put those together, So yesterday I showed an example of the keyword buckets, just simply using Keyword Planner, typing in the product or service, so dentist, and then changing the targeting location to Orlando, and allowing Google then to tell us what type of phrases. They put them in a nice little bucket. And so once I identify a phrase that is a good opportunity for my client, then I'll see, well, what are the other phrases in that bucket? So that's where I'll get a sense for how much activity I need to manufacture or I need to make up, say, for my client's site. So I'll have my client's Google Analytics, their Webmaster Tools open at the same time. I'll see how much traffic they're getting from that current phrase or related phrases, see what's occurring with the Google Bounce, perform the keyword planner research, compare the data, and Bob's your uncle.
There you go. Now, let me ask you, you talked about a spike. You want to see a spike come to your site. So if we go back to that dentist, say we're going to do some of his brand searches and we're doing 150, we want to do 150 for that month, or maybe if we were going to even do some exact keyword searches, what kind of spike are you looking? So you're not looking to drip it out over the month. Are you looking like for in 3 days to hit a lot and then tail off, or to go?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we like to run our spikes in a 3 to 4 day period of time. And the way that we set up our campaigns, whether we're using Crowdflower, Microworkers, our own community, is the jobs that we post will take about 3 to 4 days to complete, sometimes a little bit longer, which is fine. We want to have that initial spike to happen within the first 3 to 4 days and then for it to taper off. So what we're trying to do is imagine that your client's running an offline promotion, TV, radio, just, big, Saturday, Sunday sale, right? And it creates all this offline buzz that then comes online. So people are going to be searching using company's name, keyword phrases, deals, coupons, whatever. But there's all this activity that occurs over a course of a couple of days. And I've studied this in depth, going through keyword trends as well as all the campaigns I've had the pleasure to work on. It happens the same way. So that 3 to 4 day spiking period is ideal, and then back off a little. The rest of the month you can have utilize like crowdsearch.me with your client's brand or navigational searches. So that way Google sees that there's consistent search activity occurring for the company's name. So people are looking for them. They're relevant. And then you can spike again. And then pay attention to, once you do that initial spike, pay attention to their webmaster queries, their search engine queries. See what Google's starting to bounce them for. See what the phrases Google's trying to test, trying to figure out where to place this website. Does that help?
Yeah, I think it does. Well, guys, does that help? Just go right here in the question box. Let me know. Did that help you guys out? Are you still a little confused? Just put it right here in the question box. You don't have to put it in Facebook, just so we kind of can take the temperature. Helps bounce. George, you talked about bounce on the simulation yesterday, so you have to catch that on the replay. More, please, more. Great. All right. Yeah, so I think most people get it. Then, so let me just do this, just so some people are more visual. I'm a lot more visual. So let me just do this. And this definitely is probably not the right chart for this, but I'm just going to go with it. So let's say we're doing this campaign for this dentist, okay? And
right.
Say this is day one, right, of our campaign. And so if we're looking to do the maps for this dentist, we want to do definitely some branded search, right? We want to do the branded combination keyword search. At the same time, day one, do we want to do any keyword search also, or do we want to do branded search first and hold off on the exact keyword?
No, we do it. We're going to set up the jobs day one with the 7 to 10 keyword phrases we're targeting. Those 7 to 10 keyword phrases that we're targeting also include brand/navigational searches. Okay. And because it's going to setting up the job, then it takes a little bit for it to catch some momentum for the jobs to be completed. That's why it takes about 3 to 4 days for all the jobs to be completed. So
So let me ask you this: if say there's 1,000 searches for that dentist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your client's on page 2, his maps is number 6, and and the keywords, and we know that the keyword planner, like dentist Orlando, they're all kind of wrapped in that 1,000 or so. What kind of percentage would you start off with, like maybe to do that spike or whatever?
Okay, so great. So let's do this. Let's write out the words below it. So let's write out the 7 to 10. Let's do just variations of Orlando, dentist, Orlando, Magic Joe's, dentist.
Let's see. So we got 7.
So people can visually see it.
Yeah, 7. So we're doing, let me see here. This thing ain't cooperating. So, all right, you guys just going to have to bear with me here. So we got 7 to 10.
Keywords.
We're just doing keywords.
Just keywords, right? Yep. So, and here's what these
Okay,
keywords.
Yeah, go ahead.
These keywords people are searching. They also include branded phrases as well. So,
all right. So we would do like magic.
Done your homework. Yeah, magic.
Dentist. Okay, yeah. You just tell me.
Magic dentist. Okay,
Right.
so magic. So here we go. We're going to start the list right here. Magic dentist, Orlando, Florida, or FL. Orlando, FL.
Okay.
So Orlando dentist, magic dentist.
Okay.
Dentist in Orlando.
Okay.
Best dentist, Orlando, FL.
Okay.
Orlando dentist near me. Magic dentist, Orlando, FL reviews.
Okay.
How many do we have there?
I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got around 7 or 8.
Okay. So you guys can see how there's a mixture of keywords, but they're all related. They're all relevant. And let's just pretend that our main phrase that we really, really want to rank for is dentist in Orlando. Okay. So dentist in Orlando, we're going to call this, around here in our office, we use the phrase alpha. So dentist in Orlando is the one we really want to rank for, therefore it's our alpha phrase. Okay. Everything else is supporting that. The alpha phrase is going to get the most search volume out of the whole pack.
Okay.
Okay. You guys got to really do your homework on research, understand the trends in Google Keyword Planner to see what is going on a monthly basis for each of these keywords. Let's just say that dentist in Orlando has 300 monthly searches. And we've done our homework. We've identified the top competitor in that area. They have 7 navigational searches on a monthly basis. That's equals up to 100 total searches per month. I know this is sounding like some weird college or high school math problem, but I promise you it is just that. So dentist in Orlando has 300 monthly searches. What we're going to do is we're going to take half of that. What I like to do is when we're running this initial spike for a local client, if the search volume isn't that high, if it's below 300 or below, I like to keep our total searches between 100 to then an odd number like 171, 169, 151. I want to just keep it odd. I want to keep it random. And this 151 or 159, okay, searches is going to be divided amongst all of these keyword phrases on the left-hand side.
All right. So
Okay.
wait. All right. So so the 100 to 159 is not going to be, is going to be for all
Yeah, it's going to be
the,
divided.
okay, between all the phrases or all the branded,
Yep.
just all the phrases.
All the phrases. Okay. So this is what I meant by less equals more. Provided people are actually doing the search, the click, and the engagement, you don't need that much. You just need to have it appear to be like an offline promotion spike. You've got people searching, clicking, engaging, but they're using different phrases. Not different phrases, sorry, related phrases, okay? So I know this stuff can get really confusing.
Well,
Trying my best, sorry.
I think you're explaining it good. So basically, we figured there's 300 monthly searches for like dentists in Orlando.
Right.
That's our main keyword term. So when we do a spike, we're doing 100 to 159 searches to all these keywords divided. So it's not 100, 150 each. It's divided into each of these. So some keywords will get like 10. Some keywords may get 20 or 15. And this is over what period of time?
That's within that 3 to 4 day period.
Okay, 3 to 4 days.
Okay. So that's why you can't have a lot of searches done, because it's a spike over a 3 to 4 day period. Now the main phrase though should have between 25 to 35% of the total searches. So if dentist in Orlando is our main keyword we want to rank for, then what we're going to do is we're going to have 40 to 50 workers searching that main phrase, and then the rest of the 100 to 150 workers are going to be divided amongst the other keyword phrases. The key is keeping it random. Like there's no set in stone percentage to divide the remaining keywords and the remaining workers. It's just to keep it odd and random, okay? And then the main point is to have your main phrase, what we've determined to be your alpha phrase, have the most phrases. So if you guys remember my example earlier today with that all above beautiful smiles or whatever it was, you saw that there was 3 or 4 branded searches, but one of those searches had the majority of searches on a monthly basis. That's what we're trying to recreate here, is that there's a definite winner, there's a definite phrase that most people are searching for during this spike, and that main phrase is the keyword we want our client to rank for.
Right. So, okay. So what we're doing is, so just hopefully this is helping people, not confusing them. I know this is kind of the wrong outlet for it, but we have here the 10 keywords. We know that our main keyword, dentist in Orlando, is 300 monthly searches. So we're going to do between 100 and 159 of that, somewhere around there, over 3 to 4 days. So 20% of this automatically goes to the main keyword, then the rest goes to the rest of the keywords.
Yeah, and I'd probably increase that a little bit higher, Joe. Probably do it around 30%.
Okay.
You want it to be obvious that there's one main phrase that people are searching and looking and engaging with you.
Right.
So the rest of these phrases are just support phrases. They're relevant. They're not our main money phrase. There's brand queries. They're just there to promote that there's all these signals, that it looks like an offline promotion, and that Google should pay attention to you.
Right. So now, guys, too, this is just a spike. This is just to get, like, this isn't for the month or anything. This is a spike. It's kind of like like you said, a promotion, or you think something's going viral, or, like back in the day we used to say viral, but It's just kind of like a spike. So now, after we do this spike, 3 to 4 days, what do we do next?
Next, you want to review your Google Webmaster Tools search engine queries. So what we want to do, hopefully take a step back. Hopefully you've put these keyword phrases into some kind of rank tracker software so you can keep an eye on your rankings. So in our situation, our exact process is before we launch, we take all these keywords, we'll pop them into a rank tracking program like a Bright Local or something. So we can, once we run the jobs, we can see the impact that it has on our maps as well as our organics. Okay? And then after the 3 to 4 day spike, review your Webmaster Tools. Now, Webmaster Tools takes, they don't show the 2 most current days worth of data, and they're even starting to take longer than that. So you may have to wait a couple days to actually see what type of search queries Google's starting to bounce your site for. They're starting to test it. And from that point, we now look and see, okay, is Google bouncing our site in the right direction? Is our maps listing increasing in rankings? What's happening? What's going on? From there, we make an adjustment and run another smaller spike, so not as much search volume, or workers, I should say, for the keywords and kind of course correct. I wish we really had Google Webmaster Tools up so I can show them that. Some of these people weren't on the call yesterday.
Well, we could bring it up. I mean, if you want, if you have something in Google Webmaster, I could give the screen back to you if you want to show it.
I don't have anything up right now. But we do have like a basic mind map of how this all kind of works. Not kind of, but how it does work. So the other thing, too, that we didn't mention here on this call, Joe, which is great, George brought this up, is we do mix Bing and Yahoo into this as well. So this is probably confusing for most people.
More complicated.
So just know this, that when we run the jobs, we're also running, this is probably going to get complicated for people. So if we have 10 workers searching a phrase, we're going to have 6 to 7 of them search in Google. Then we're going to have 2 to 3 search in Bing and 1 in Yahoo. And the reason why we do this is, think about this, if you had an offline promotion, something buzzworthy, newsworthy, whatever, people are going to search in Google, Bing, and Yahoo. So with Bing and Yahoo, we just want those signals to show Google and the webmaster and the analytics that we're getting traffic, we're getting signals from Bing. It's a little bit in the right ratio, but we're still getting activity. So it just doesn't look suspicious that we're having all these spikes, all this traffic in Google, but nothing coming from the other search engines. So again, the exact formula is 60 to 70% of searchers, crowd search, searching in Google, then another 20 to 30 of those, 20 to 30% of them searching in Bing, and then 10% or so in Yahoo.
Then you do, say, 30% in Bing, or you do 25% in Bing, or what?
20 Bing, 10 Yahoo.
Wait, you're still left with 10% though.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we usually do between 60 and 70 Google, and then like 10.
Yeah, they get the idea. It's random. You don't want to do it exact.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's just depends on.
Yeah. So.
And you get some good Bing rankings as well with.
Oh, it's ridiculous kind of Bing rankings we can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if you're going to carry on, Will.
If I get a drink.
11 and what?
Isn't it exciting, though? The most complicated things can just be really the simplest. I mean, what we're doing is just mimicking an offline promotion, or like I used to talk about using an analogy of an earthquake. What happens when there's an earthquake? People go to the web, they search using different search engines, they're using different keywords, they're clicking on different websites, engaging, sharing. Those are all the signals, just recreating it with people.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's really simple.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you just want to mimic what people are doing. So, all right. Yeah, and two, with the like I said, we can go on and on for hours. I mean, we've been at it an hour and a half, so that there's only so much you can cover in one webinar. But I think we got, between yesterday and today, we got a kind of a good basis of how to kind of set up a campaign, what we're looking for. Let me ask you guys. Is there anything that you guys are having questions about? Put it in the question box now. If you're confused over something, or if we missed something, I don't know. Were you going to go anywhere else with this, Will? Or
I was just going to just recap that, crowd search is it's all about spikes. It's all about being organized chaos, if you will, indirectly directing people to perform these tasks. So the whole set it and forget it analogy does not apply to this at all. I've done so many different testing, and it works best when you can do spikes. You don't want to spike it too often, but you need to review your rankings, your webmaster tools, your analytics, and see what's working. You got to really know your industry, your competition, see what's already naturally occurring with promotions that people are doing offline to online, paid traffic. If you can stay on top of it and really get into the data, then you can really get ahead. I mean, I've been ranking websites, YouTube videos, influencing auto-suggest, all this stuff for the past 4 years now without links, without creating new content. Manufactured the signals. I got really good at the end result, which was user signals, boosting Facebook posts with people going to the post, clicking through, taking existing content from clients that they already paid lots of money, these websites they already had, and just giving them what they were missing. Just people engaging, real people from real devices. And that's what you guys need to just realize. It's all about just that, and treat your community, treat them good, and they'll do you right.
yeah,
that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's true. That's a little. What movie is that from? Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it is, right? Keeping it natural. Now, and making these course corrections as you go. And just to say, like, there was a term I was trying to rank for that was very difficult. It was a couple of years ago or last year, and Will did this whole spike. He did a spike, and I ended up ranking for, like, I didn't add any more links, but I remember there was the major keyword I wasn't even going after. I ranked for, and it was all because this whole spike, doing the spike, then correcting, then doing another spike and another spike. So it really, really, really does work.
I mean, go into your webmaster tools, your search engine queries. Go look at what's already occurring where Google's trying to figure out what your website's about and where they're trying to rank you. Go look at the clicks and the impressions. Go check that out and see. I mean, Google's already trying to figure out where to classify and, catalog your sites, your properties. The same process happens in Amazon. I mean, doing the same stuff in Amazon, doing really, really well with it than any type of search engine.
Yeah, I mean that query data. Once you run a campaign, then leave it for a few days. Go and check your search queries in Webmaster Tools, and then just see what it's being bounced for, and then look at whether whether your site's getting clicks as well, because it will tell you which page it's thrown up on page one. I mean, it's another great way to add, do more keyword research, but you can also then start tweaking your websites as well, start tweaking your H1 tags, maybe some page titles, or creating some new pages with new content, and then go back and tweak your campaigns. So start create some new campaigns with those keywords that Google has bounced you for, and then just create those signals. So rather than leaving it by chance that someone's going to click on it, send people there and make sure they click on it, searching for that keyword. So I mean, you can get really crazy with it.
Yeah, just keep it simple. Just keep in mind what the outcome is.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, no, that's great. Now, there's people asking here, can you do this with crowdsearch.me? You can do a lot of stuff with crowdsearch.me. Like I said, we can go over that on another webinar. We have other videos, and we went over how to use this in other webinars too, but you can do a lot of this stuff with crowdsearch.me also. All right. It looks like hold on 1 second. Okay. So let me just go here and check a couple of things.
Does Mr. PBN, does he want to say anything? We had a moment there of everyone really, it was just full of love and emotion just now. So I wonder if Gregory has.
What do you think about this, Gregory?
No, it's actually awesome stuff. I know, Joe, you've shown me some of this stuff already, so it's good to get a more detail from the man himself, Will, and of course also from Mark. So I'm just taking notes, putting things down, and just literally as he's going over stuff, I'm doing it side by side in my CrowdSearch account at the same time. So it works out really well.
Yeah, and guys,
you've mentioned this, or sorry, Joe.
Oh no, go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, there's just so many applications for this. It's just not just sending traffic to your website, trying to rank it like that, but also sending, traffic to your PBNs and, giving your PBNs some life, and, the links that you've got from your PBNs to your website, just send some traffic through them. So sure, Gregory will be going into that a bit more.
Yeah, no, that's a good tactic. And two, one thing I want to make clear for everyone on here is there's some new people on here, that just joined. And listen, guys, if you haven't even got a PBN set up yet or a website set up yet, and you're just starting, this is probably going to be over your head. This is something that you want to just keep in mind, that once you get that stuff set up, once you get going a little bit, then you could come back and revisit this webinar that we're doing. So if you're brand new, this is stuff that's probably a little over your head right now. So don't get stressed out.
It's just rocket fuel.
Yeah.
It's rocket fuel. That's how you have to think of it as. So make sure that your website's, all the mechanics, the foundation's all done, and then when you're ready for rocket fuel, this is when you.
Right.
Yeah, not silver bullet. It's
golden bullet.
Stuff.
You got to build a rocket, and then you could put the fuel in. But yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think when I showed a picture of a kangaroo. It's like steroids, but if you give steroids to overweight guy like me who sits around all day, steroids just gonna ain't gonna do nothing for me. But if you give it to a bodybuilder who's working out, it's gonna enhance what he's doing. So. Same thing. You got to have your campaigns. You got to have your foundation. You got to have everything set up, and then boom, you put this to it, and it goes up. So, I think I see someone else is on here. Cotton, are you on? I think Cotton might be on here too. I don't know if he is or he's not. I see another organizer on here. He might be. Somebody's trying.
Actually, I thought this was a Network Crusader webinar. I was looking for Gregory Ortiz.
Hey, I'm right here.
Oh, good. Is this it?
And unfortunately not. Joel and Will and Mark stole the show. So.
No, I was just over to the side working a little bit, and I was listening to everything, and it's solid, great stuff. I just want to emphasize what Joe said. How many of you guys are in Project A? Just give me an A in the chat box. Just give me an A in the chat box. if like you're in Project A, just load it up, guys. I want to see how many of you guys are in Project A. There's a few of you guys in there. Yes. What is Project A? It's Project Assimilation. If you've just signed up for OMG in the last 90 days, just put in an A and then let me see. All of you guys, I do not want to see one question in Project Assimilation about this. I'm just letting you know. This is for, we are now getting you set up with your foundation for everything, just like they said. I know we're going to get a lot of questions about it. Don't be upset when we ignore it. When you get your website set up, we're on our 8-week cycle right now, getting you guys set up with websites and everything else. What like Will and what Mark and what Joe and all the guys are showing right here is as they said. It is another couple months away. Bookmark this webinar. What they've shown here is absolutely high-level stuff. And I don't want you to go out there when you haven't even bought your first couple PBNs and think you're just going to put this on your website when it's got one page and it doesn't have anything else on it. It's a naked one page, and you haven't got your own page right. You haven't got anything else right. But this is absolutely mind-bending stuff, and I'm absolutely excited to have these guys here talking about this sort of stuff. So, Joe, write down all their names and just typed in A so we can remember.
All right, I'll take a screenshot.
That's right. Gregory Ortiz is writing them down right now.
That's right. He's got the list.
I totally am.
You didn't know I was setting them up, Joe.
That's
you didn't know
it.
who you were.
For sure. So, all right. So, all right, guys. Well, man, we went through a lot of stuff. So maybe what we'll do now is, we'll hit a few questions. I mean, you got about 10, 15 more minutes, Will, to hit a few quick questions?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I've been trying to answer a few of them. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. If you saw any in there, Mark, that you think people would want to know, or it's a common question, you could just bring it up too.
Yeah, there was one in there about how to. It was earlier on. It was about how to send like geo targeted searches. I think it was in microworkers, but in I think it's in HG groups, in the higher groups. You can actually there's actually microworkers actually split out groups of where people are located. So in the different states, different cities, you can do it that way. You can also create your own groups. So once you go in, you're validating people's jobs. You can actually, if come across workers that have consistently performed well, they've given you good answers about your website. You can then add them to a customized group. So but it also tells you where they're located. So so you can do it that way. But again, some of these groups are some of the jobs you set up, if you assign a particular group and there's only like 50, 60 people in there, it's quite often we see that task, that campaign won't actually get completed very quickly because they're real people, so some people only sign on once a week or once a fortnight, so you just have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, and then also with I think with crowdsearch.me too, if you guys are using that, you can get local people there. Also, there's settings for using local and city. Okay, here's another question that's been asked a few times. I know somebody answered it in the question box, but can you use proxies and do it yourself?
So I just answered.
Yeah. So I figured there's a few people have asked that, so I figured I'd bring it out. So what do you say, Will, about proxies?
We've tried everything. We used to have a big bot network. We had proxies. We had overseas people. And what I realized, it's all that time and effort. There's a risk and a reward. So I invested all this time and energy to build all this infrastructure, right? And eventually Google caught on, like they always do. So for me, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd rather put my time and energy into either making money or building a community of real people from real devices to perform the actual task. Because everything that Google is focusing on is the user experience, the user behavior. So utilize crowd search, microworkers, Crowdflower, communities that already have people, and test. So I wouldn't recommend it.
All right. Now there's another guy here. He's in New Zealand, and so he's asking, should all the searches obviously have to be from New Zealand? What if he can't get any searchers from New Zealand to search? He says he has an e-commerce store.
Is his name Mark?
Mark?
I met a guy that has an e-commerce store from New Zealand the
Oh,
other day.
no.
So,
His name's not Mark.
okay.
Oh. No.
If you can't get enough workers, cool thing about New Zealand, you could utilize Australia. We've even used workers from the UK, so you can still use some workers from countries around you, and that's worked for us.
And then you just have them go and search the Google.nz. I don't know if Google.
Yep, that's
right?
correct.
You just have them go and search that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so Adam's saying that he's for the keyword tool for his city SEO is showing 300 searches a month, but in analytics, he's getting queries of like 1,000 a month.
So he's getting queries, or he's getting impressions?
He's probably getting impressions, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know that the keyword tool is dead accurate. Always.
Yes, that's right.
It's actually surprising to see how much data Google hides from us. Because again, we had a client that spent a lot of money, and Google flew to him. They would fly 5 Google, I can't remember what they called themselves, but they'd come there, and the data that they had and the data we were able to play with was absolutely amazing. That's all I'll say about that. But back to the question at hand. So his search volume for his keyword is around 500. He's getting 1,000 queries on his website. Okay, impressions. Thank you, Adam. So the impressions in your Google Webmaster Tools search engine query section, that's the number of times that Google has shown your website to potential users or people that are searching that keyword phrase, has seen your website, given the opportunity to click. And so I would look at the search queries in your Webmaster Tools that are related to your main keyword phrase and run a small handful of workers each day in hopes of catching that bounce process, in hopes of that the fact that the worker who's searching, looking for your website, happens to be at the right place at the right time when Google bounces your website to page 1. I mean, I could do a whole 8-hour training on the whole Google bounce, but the idea is to catch it when Google bounces your website for a related keyword phrase. So if it's Orlando dentist is your main keyword, and Google's bouncing your website to page 1 for related phrases like best dentist in Orlando, Orlando, Florida dentist. The idea is that when people are searching, they see that and they see your website because you've had clicks already for another keyword, that these people searching these other phrases, they get the opportunity to see your website, will actually click. That just validates to Google that your website's really popular, really important for those phrases, that industry. Okay, so 500 searches. So I'd probably run 20 to 30 workers for a couple days and just target 2 to 3 search queries in hopes of catching that bounce. Does that help, Adam? If not, I'll give you Mark Jennings' personal phone number and you can call him. Ask him.
Emergency click and search hotline.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, he says, "Yep, thanks." Here's a question Peter asked. So is there a time when you can stop the traffic? Like, is there a time when you get to a point where you don't have to run click and search anymore? The natural traffic just takes over.
It's like anything else, provided that there's search, there's demand, there's search volume, there's searches occurring for the keywords that you're ranking for. Yeah, eventually you can. Yeah, once you're ranking, you can scale it back. We typically will run about a 90-day campaign, and then from there we can cut back the crowd search by half, sometimes 70%.
Yeah.
Like similarly, like your if you're trying to rank a product on Amazon, it's you do all the the paid ads driving traffic from all the different channels, and then once it's on page one, it kind of like as long as it's optimized properly, then organic purchases is going to keep it up there. Hopefully, that's the idea, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay. And here's another one. Does on-page matter to the success of the campaign? 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've said that both yesterday and today, right? If you don't have a foundation, none of this is going to work. If your site, right? I mean, you got to get that down.
It's rocket fuel, baby.
Yeah.
It's just rocket fuel.
I mean,
this is like you want to be ranking somewhere like usually like within at least the first like 3 to 5 pages of the SERPs, really, before you.
Yeah, so you want to be indexed.
About it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to be indexed. I too. I mean, even like what Will showed you with the branded search and everything. I mean, look, you have to have your Yelp page. You should have a video. You should have all these things up, reviews already, like all that stuff, so you look like you're existing. You exist on the search.
I mean, that's what we did with your campaign, Joe. Once you set up a new location, you already created the content. You created the locations. Then we came in with rocket fuel to just cement that you are a real player in that space.
Right.
Set the proper user signals.
Right. Yeah. Will's talking about like my lead gen sites. What we would do is go in and, for each city, I had already created the page, all the local directories, the Yelp. We made a video. We even did a press release, right? And then, we had all this stuff already in the search engines. We had it all indexed, and then we came in and then hit it with the searches, and boom, it went boosted it. It just made everything go faster. I mean, we even tested it, I think, where we did all the cities in Texas. We set everything up, and I didn't send any links to it. We just did the crowd search, and it drove everything up in the maps. I think it took about 90 days, but we went from like page, I don't know, like I was popping up on page 4 and nowhere in the maps. And after, I think it was about 3 months, then all of a sudden I was showing up in the maps, and everything was moving. Like then other cities started moving too, that we weren't even doing crowd search for. It was just the juice was, I don't know, man. It was just the blood was running.
Like the whole balance process.
Yeah,
great.
So it was bouncing. But if I just put up some lame lead gen site with duplicate content and then ran search to it, it wouldn't have worked, right?
It's only going to take you so far. So do all the stuff that OMG's teaching you, follow their advice, their direction. Then when you're ready to boost it, now you know how to boost it.
Yeah, because like when you do that spike too, it's like you want it to be like you said, like you're doing an offline promotion or something, but you want Google to already see that you're there, right? Like that's why we did press releases too, to kind of get the thing, things moving. So
moving and grooving, man.
Validating your brand as well. So
yeah.
You always try to, if you've got a don't always use the same brand. I mean, you can, but we've used in many campaigns. We'll type the brand slightly differently because we are trying to imitate an offline promotion. So people search in different ways. So it's just validating the brand and just kind of joining the dots together for people to see that you're actually real and. That authenticity and credibility is quite a good play.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's good. So, about wraps it up. I mean, we had you for about 2 hours, Will.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. I mean, so I don't know. What do you think, Gregory? What do you think of all this? Have you been?
All of it's awesome. Well, like I said before, I was literally doing crowd search at the same time. I already started looking up some branded stuff because it brought a great idea to my mind, as far as like my name and certain stuff I want it to be associated with, to show up in the search bar. So I just started those campaigns as well. I mean, it's just like Cotton said, it's for most people that are already a little bit advanced. So I just started doing it right away.
Yeah, it's good. What about you, Cotton? Are you still on? I think Cotton's still on here.
Yeah, I'm working in the background, man. I've been listening. No, this is great stuff. I can't get enough of it. Anytime to where I have something that I'm weak in, it's always a pleasure to have people around that are absolutely an expert in their field, and that's what Will is. And it's exciting to be able to learn with something. It seems like every time that Joe and I, that OMG is at such a high level with stuff that we're a little underwhelmed when we meet people that are supposed to be SEO experts. But I can say that I'm like blown away by like what Will's shown in his knowledge and everything. I'm excited to get him to know him better and to learn. I mean, I love to learn, love to be around people that are smarter than I am on certain things, and he is an absolute genius at this stuff, and I'm just blown away. So that's all I've got to say.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I want to. Oh, go ahead.
No, I interrupted your. No, I just said I appreciate that. I'm excited to learn from you guys, especially getting Gregory to build me some PBNs. So.
Oh yeah, that's no problem. I'm just waiting for you to accept my friend request that I sent a couple
days
ago.
That's right. Awesome. That's great, you guys. I was very nervous at first to share this information, but I've had this information for many years now, and I've had a lot of success with it, and so it's exciting to be able to share it and to get back into more of an abundance mindset and stop worrying about Google tracking my ever move, and so it's fun. I enjoy this.
I have been badgering him for. I gave up. Because I wanted him to, obviously, being an RNG member, I was just like, you need to share this, I need to share this, and he's just like, well, time and a place and all that type of stuff. So, yeah, finally, can open the so to speak.
So I have no course. I know I saw some questions about that. I have no course. I have nothing to sell. You guys are the only group that I've shared this information with. So.
Yeah, and I appreciate that a lot. And you guys got to know that this is not like. It is like Mark. I know Mark's been wanting Will to share it. I've been wanting Will to share it. So, he finally came and sharing it. I might twist his arm. Maybe me and Con could twist his arm, have him do a couple of more webinars, or maybe a module or a little something. I don't know. We're gonna keep working at him. But I will tell you this. Will didn't want me to do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You are speaking at an event in a couple of weeks, aren't you?
Actually, next week.
Next week. And what is it? Let me put it in here.
Right next door to me.
Right next to Cotton, yeah.
Qzx911. It's Kevin Harrington's event.
Kevin.com? Oh,
yeah.
There we go. Okay, so to get to this event, you have to put in the words WTF, right?
Yeah, which is actually something that WTF is Will's traffic formula, just so you know. Everyone else has it wrong. They think it's it's not. It's Will's traffic formula.
Will's traffic formula. So that's it. And then, so if you guys are around Clearwater, this is in Clearwater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in fact, I've got, if you and Cotton or anyone OMG wants, I've got 5 tickets free.
I would definitely be there, 100%. I'm going to be with. I have dinner with Tony Robbins that same weekend, so I'm all there with the UPW stuff in West Palm. So.
Okay, yeah, I'll get you a ticket.
Yeah, I was actually planning on coming to this. So.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Thanks. And.
But Will, the open invitations for you too, man. If you want to go to Becker's 10 Pillars with Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, and all that, I'm going to be speaking there as well. You're more than welcome to join us in the SEO Mastermind, and you could be Joe and I's gas to no charge coming
Awesome.
in there also.
Be great. Great. Love it. Some really cool people at this event here. So
Yeah, so you guys could check it out. Kevin Harrington, some other people. So yeah, so guys, he's there. If you're around Florida, dude, meet up with Will, say hi, buy him a Coke, and a smile. Give him a Coke and a smile, and and that's it. So all right, well, cool. Well, that's it. Well, Will, man, I want to thank you again for coming on, and hopefully you come out. We see you in Vegas. That'd be awesome.
yeah, it would be great.
And that's it. So with that, I'm gonna sign off, and we'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
I want to thank Mark for coming on too. Mark, I want to thank you. Mark is really, really smart with this stuff. Also, working with Will a long time, so I want to thank him for taking time to come on. And we'll see you guys later.
Hey, guys.
Nice.